Alright, back again. So in this tutorial we will try to resume from our previous tutorial, and in this tutorial we will when the buttons will be pressed for level, then certain level will be loaded. And in our first case the model was of the croc, this model, and in our second level, which would be say a pop star character, which is this character here, we will put inside the UI 3D characters game object, and we will rename the whole layer to, if we can add a layer here and make the layer name to UI 3D characters. And then we will go on to our camera here, and in this camera we will set the culling mask first to nothing, so nothing shows up, and then we will simply select this UI 3D characters. So now only the 3D characters will show. And even though we didn't set this UI 3D characters yet, so the children's weren't affected, but once we select this, yes, change children, and now only the 3D UI 3D character layer, that is this prefab, is showing in this camera only, not the background, nothing else. So again, so now what will happen is this character will show up, and this will be the parent 3D parent character panel, or yep, yeah, this is, I guess, fine 3D. So put something like this, and this will have our this will serve as a parent for the 3D characters, for the 3D characters of different levels, and each level will have the reference of it. So if I can head back to our levels, which is inside this level static immovable, and then this is the level 1. Oh sorry, yeah, this is level 1, and this will be the specific character that we will be showing, this level selection 3D character. And the flying pop star will be, say, if it is second character, it will go here for the second level. And next thing, before playing this, I mean, if I play this here, so as you can see, this asks for a avatar by default. If you simply drag and drop the Mixamo animation here, Mixamo 3D model plus animation that comes downloaded from the mixamo.com website, it won't have this avatar here, this controller here. So you can put the controller here, enemy is fine, or this is fine, since controller by default has tells which animation to run first, and in our case idle is all we want for this character to be. And second thing we will do is it's showing a bit bigger, so we will scale it to 350, or if you don't want to scale it, you can move like this, simply put it down. And now if you play, put it like this, copy the component, copy component here and paste it here, and then you guys can save it. And next thing you guys will do is simply head over to your populate scroll level data, script, which if you don't know was inside your scroll view. This was the script, and we did some changes here as well. So first thing we did was that these buttons for the levels, that if I can press again, so by default the prefab, if I can show you the prefab, which is this SG button. So by default when you press on it, nothing will happen. That is, this on click runtime only wasn't assigned. So what we did was, after the prefab was created, we simply get the custom component of it, and if the button and this was for exception checking, that is so it doesn't throw any exception or error, exception handling, sorry. And now you will capture the parent reference and simply add the on click add click listener, and it will pass the current game object. So what will happen is that inside this button it will tell which button, since the button is carrying this main button text reference script, which has the main that will tell that this is level 1 or level 2. From here we will access which level has been converted, but it's in text mesh pro. So either we had to create an extra integer inside here, public integer that could have been accessed here. We simply converted that public text button text reference, but before doing that we handled the button on clicked, which was the function called, and we got the game object as a reference, and we passed the game object as a reference inside it. So what happened is that inside here we will simply see button clicked will show up every time we click a button. So if I can go back to console, so this is the console, and we will search for the button that we wrote here, this button. And now if we press here, as you can see, it shows up just one, which is basically this button text reference and then main. So this is the button text reference, and this is the index number dot text, which is 1. So this showed up, and the second thing was the text mesh pro component for the since we didn't showed up like dot text, instead we showed up whole main thing like this, which is a text mesh component here. So it showed up like this. Again, if we change it back to text, it will show the text value. So if I press like this, it will show the text value. And second thing will be that so now second thing we did was converted that text mesh pro text, which is to a string, this is the string and this text, and now to convert it into a int, we'll simply make use of int.try parse. And if the string is not convertible to number, which is an int, that is it has something else in it, such as the string values that are character literals ABC etc to Z, if they are included, or any special characters or whatever is there that makes it unconvertible for the int, it will simply throw out an error and will leave from here. Otherwise it will save it, and then since it will be for the in displaying sense, we displayed it for the users, and in humans take the value. Humans integer starts from 1, but in programming integer starts from 0. So we will decrement it, and once it's decremented to 0, we'll simply get that level data. We will get that component level data. So if there is a level 0 is selected, we will get that children, and we will assign these values that we set here, these values that these values, all of them, which is the text that is being shown here, will directly be taken from this level static immovable, and then inside this level data. So if this if one is selected, it will go back, it will access the data from the second game object as first, in programming sense, first child, and will display it in these panels, enemy detail, and this and this. So now if we play like this, if I again play like this, again these are bunch of reference that you guys need to put it out for yourself. The more you things do by your own self, better you will have, more understanding you will have of the things and their working. So this is the heck of run. This data has been changed from the second after taking the component, this component here, and when we press this, just is served, and this is being shown as a text here. As you can see, one is shown, and then this is the level data. So this is how we were able to do this. But another thing that we might have noticed is that right now for the 3D characters, even though we are just setting the so inside, if I can show you, inside level data we made another game object named level selection 3D character, and we referenced, so for this level 1 this is the new character that we just created inside level data, and for that we, inside the parent character 3D, you can name this to convention like this or follow your own, and we created a croc name. This level selection 3D character will go here. So if I click on it, this is the croc, and once the button 1 is pressed, this the child index, 0 child index will be turned on, and remaining will turn off. So right now we are just turning the things on, but not turning the remaining of the children's off. And so to do this, we need to get the reference of parent, and we need to look for the child, we need to turn the child off, certain child off from here. So we'll put public game object parent 3D character UI. So this is our parent character, and here we will turn that. So we will traverse through each of it, and this is our so let's save the progress here, and we will resume this from the next tutorial.